What is up, Master Duel fans? Live here doing the deck profile for you guys for the Xyz Festival event. It is none other than Exosisters. And of course, I do indeed have the deck IRL, and all I can say is that during testing, in terms of IRL before the Xyz event, the whole entire archetype of sisters is absolutely ridiculous. And you'll see what I mean as we go in depth of this Exosister deck profile that I took in the Xyz event. Starting off fresh would be 3 Marthas, as well as 3 Ellis, 3 Stella, 2 Sophia, and 1 Irene, aka E-Lane in the OCG. Martha, this is the card you want to see the most in terms of either no monsters at all or only Xyz. If no special summon ever conflicts with Martha, you get to keep on extending and perform some of the cheesiest OTKs. If you know how to do some calculations like, can you kill your opponent this turn? Can you kill your opponent next turn? And if you can't kill your opponent the turn you had this, just hold on to the Martha until they have enough life points so that you can dish out the rest of the remaining life. Stella and Ellis together. There were times in which people be thinking like, if I have Stella on the field, as soon as they go, or as soon as I go Ellis effect to special summon Ellis herself from the hand, people tend to use hand traps on the wrong sister on the field, knowing that most were tilted or confused about which hand trap should be able to hit. Or it's like, even if I were to use Stella's effect to special summon any sister from the hand, and if they were to hand trap, it doesn't make a difference, because as long as I have Ellis, then you are obviously going ballistic with your Exosister combos. And then to Sophia and Irene, this is your draw power facility and all. And obviously the goal between the two is draw out more hand traps, as well as more board breakers, as well as interruptions. So if you ever see any of these, you're basically winning on the spot. And then hand traps, only 1 Ash, 2 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is super good. The 1 Ash came up half and half. Droll didn't do as much. And then DD Crow is really good, except the mirror match, because a good pilot knows when to shotgun the Pax or Vadis at the right time, especially the fact that once I drop DD Crow, if they already have a set Pax or Vadis on the upcoming turn, chances are we literally lose the game. So to get around that thing, once they go Pax or Vadis for the free special, be sure to DD Crow right away before the sisters appear on the field, so that there will be no Xyz change from the get-go. And then the minimum of traps, because we got a small amount first. 2 Returnias, not 3. I don't want to overdraw the card a whole lot without any starters or extenders to see. And then as for how many times about trying to get at least a total of 4 banishes throughout the whole game, none of it ever comes up at all, because the theory behind it is where if my opponents keep putting up tempo or putting up pressure against me, there was basically no choice but try to fight it out as much as I can to keep on constantly banishing cards as much as I can. And then 3 Vadis, this is your Rescue Rabbit. Card's dumb. If they don't ash this, the turn I activate this, we are literally winning from the get-go. 2 Imperms, it's really strong, especially the fact where some games where if I have a set Imperm, if they go activate something right where Imperm was, I can just literally flip over that set Imperm, turn off the column for the back row, and then just proceed to keep interrupting them. And then evenly match, on the other hand, this card comes up like half and half. If it gets going, it gets going. And then the spell lineup, 1 Armin, it only came up like on a very rare occasions with Armin. The idea is if you were to Xyz change into any of the sisters, this lets you depends on what the board state is looking like. If you need to banish more cards, Michaelis should do it. And if you need to put up a effect negation or effect veiler, Jabron should do it. Otherwise, Abyss Dweller type effects, aka Aetherfield, should get things going. Like, when it comes to Armament, Aetherfield, Jabron, and Michaelis came up the most in terms of interrupting on your opponent's turn. 3 packs, card is ridiculous. Call by, 2 Forbidden Chalice. Only 2 because games involving Flying Sea is where if they were to Flying Sea me, as long as I have the Forbidden Chalice in my hand, once the Flying Sea gets summoned to my side of the field, you just Forbidden Chalice the Flying Sea and then keep the Xyz plays going, which is super nice. And what I also could have done is that the fact that Exosisters are spellcasters, if for some reason I don't ever in my entire life use Martha's effect, or just like if you hold on to Martha's effect without wasting the opportunity to use the effect, you could just go literally any Exosister, because the main decks are spellcaster, and the Flying Sea turn it into Awakening of the Possessed, Nefarious, or Archfiend, or most cases Awakening Reaper, as I call it. But otherwise, Flying Sea, like if they were to have that on my side of the field, just have the Forbidden Chalice ready at hand to turn off Flying Sea's effect so that you can keep your combo plays going. Exosister Carpe Diem, this card is amazing, and it's cracked because games where if I know that my opponent has responses, you rather call on hand traps the most. Not counting Max C because they usually shotgun it way too early. So the hand traps you usually call, that would be the likes of Ash Blossom, Nibiru, Effect Veilers, Ghost Ogres, which is really good. And if they don't Ghost Ogre this, whenever the card resolves, we are basically winning. Tactics definitely came up. There were times I had to either rip cards out of their hand or just take monsters. Reborn, Feather Duster, and Raigeki. And then extra deck, 2 Michaelis, 2 Caspatel, 2 Jabron, 2 Aetherfield. Not 1, but 2 Magnificas, and then the honorary Drill Driver. And if you're wondering why Drill Driver, what I should have done on one of the lists that I was working on was Mind Control any one of the rank 4 Xyz monsters that my opponent has, and then just slap the Drill Driver on top of it. It was originally intended specifically for Zodiac matches, but that definitely did not come up, unfortunately. But at the same time, Drill Driver, he is absolutely nuts because games involving Crooked Cook is where, even though they could about having Cook become unaffected by everything else, Drill Driver is a card so that the Pierce battle damage definitely came up. And what I also should have done in my extra deck as well, this would have been the 12th filler spot, but the 12th filler spot would have been Downer Magician, because the main decks are spellcasters, and I honestly do not know why I didn't think of Downer Magician in the first place, because sometimes you never know when Crooked Cook appears in terms of unaffected by everything else. So always carry your Pierce battle damage on the go. And with that being said, this is James Polk on this Xyz event deck profile of the Exosisters. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't tuned in already, hit that notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys in the next event.